About the Poland maiden today. Um, yeah. As you can tell, I'm not exactly in the best mood, but it happens. So it's just, I'll read it. It's called, the poem called, hold on, give me a minute. Alright, it's called, Absolute Infinity and Beyond. Pen- Pentaloxylane and the Intergalactic Blue Stalactite Vampires. So the apotheosis is recorded bronze, and champagne supernova mustangs with suborbium of reverberated mandrakes. The dreamboat manacled from fountainheads and from buoyancy quantum archaeological mind on jungle, floating like glaciers with astrophoidism, impalement of the nucleotides, and gobsmacking the buckeye, buck, and violet green kangaroos. Beside the old amphitheater of cybernetic Rastafarian temples, before we were at Canadiana, Sidereal at Centromancy, of juice, acorns, cobalt, the rivulets of verbiage, Blitzhole Craig waterfalls, Dyson quantum Marxist reveries. Before a wormhole cascade into the reality tunnels of an alienized goober, and quantum mysterianism chessboards dishcloth with squeezed out mango skin juices. As the columbarium of the Columbidae, Kabak, the Barbizon possible world shackled by gippers, the Challenger, the Caraballo, of Caliperd, Calvion, Polyphemus, schizotypal barnyards, hydrophobia, or for the Gorgon and Cortex Lamborghinis, it skids her back limousines, wafting the torpor of harmonic calculus of the stars. The juggernaut quadratically leaps into an obsidian wormhole, cascading before the hylomorphism of Monongian model theory, from which the new blue werewolves tropicalize the redwoods, its simple gates, their ambrosial paradisos, at the Himalayas, the Klondikes of Mount Robson. One Christmas night, 10,000 years from now, there's a Pythagorean theorem for Kuan Yin's Confucian pansolipsism. The Hermeticism of Habermas soaks up the champagne, its saline denizens, the saxophonist of the brain mints and violet stars. I know that you're a philosophical zombie, Bugs Bunny. It's a technocracy that appears to carry geocracy. The galaxy of all possible thoughts soaks up the magnolia and marigolds that harpoon the Northwest Territories meadows at twilight. But under Breton's bony scrolls Baudelaire, between the starry-scaping buttock pork of Don Quixote, rebirth of the ensoulment of woman. Only knows the logical beauty of women that cellophanes the vibrational squid stacked in Promethean cubic volumes. The cosmotic imagination raptures its innets of Persephone, and jingles Jovian capnomancy. Before bumper stick and billboards, the boom rings of generous spaceships bedazzling metallic medicine dances, and the skeleton in the frame network of antediluvian vampire brides, titillating the Zastrugan fluorescent winterscapes in my brain, vocal matrix the logarithms of bloodily Ovid's transversing birdhouse, blooming in my right hemisphere. The Amphithemes foam and Transylvanian cytosol of the speleological spelunking that harpoons the Malchites, cemeteries Nickap, the blockades the Frankenstein of the stars, before salmon and orcas, which correloses the cephalad, the climb out of the bronze poultry enigmatographies and enigmatography, the Rodby and phosphorescent hermeticism, as rosy bouffants foreboard the belts and snowy craters, and snow women cascading upon their man-eating umbrellas before Guinness 10,000 years, the next 9,000 years, ride in a space elevator into her surreal hyperspace before Mercurian highway that stampedes into septillion pumpkins, blossom in trigonometric ornithasia, melancholy of a werewolf blue-skinned schoolmaster. To capitalize, the frostbitten Klondike Buddhist Christian the moniker before a Bugs Bunny Bodhisattva the starscapes, and the graveyards of some maternal Vancouverite, Vancouver brides, bucket and gold pattern, Neptune in Colorado's Terravia, the Alice in Wonderland syndrome of polytheistic goddess, Roman for Acidus lanterns, passed between the rock and iconoclasts, the iconolatrys before saline salted bats and mercurial-brained children, stolen upon the fluorescent highways of Saturn, upon the entomological liquidation, Ponta bootstrap and absolutely infinite chupacabra gratis, before a prime-time broadcast, the Swiss's, its mozzarella's a blue razory rhubarb aloe vera grottos, the gazebo the mermaid-faced camel goddess, and moon-ravishing stars, devouring the blood of Antwerp's wind purple rubbery moons. It's subliminal bath masking. Hess Grandmaster Chupacabra scalp of the Hamadryads of cephalic autocephalous Bolshevizing beneath. Womankind occidentalizes the blind and cat's counterfactual mind transplant. Since 2100, the angel and decked solitaire revolvers, all diamond of schizophrenic carrion, Theophanatology the Freudian hand glides, the maledictorious giraffes fleshed out by the Magyons, which pepper and cilantro garlic, the spaghetti slippery stars, Havre's levery, scallions and metempsychotic, before the millionaire higher woman, beyond the Hegelian spermatic Clydesdales. Nietzschean mandrakes, quadratic, or cat houses, the serenity bolted, the vexillological pines salted in the vatted psychopathy of the moon, Arneric succotash grillers, chested astromaniacal garter snakes, Arneric Transylvanian economics, there's a liberating Sumerian floodgate, a sluice-like beatnik of the elephantine jaded moonstones, a twisted pyromaniac camel-faced clown breast, and the bean hood, a la Heidegger per wormwood, and wildflower succotash growth in the apotheotic rainforest of the Nepenthes noosphere. The reincarnation of womankind scrabbles pantyhose slithering limousines, 2050s geniocracy before scissorbacks of anti-Freud Catholicons. Namoto by Fraser had quake in the coattail blossom of the arbor of Haydn and a coconut skin BBQ for the next century, as the pen pals of the median philosophical zombies leap into the Toltecs and quadrivalent geometries of hypermatic mental geometry, as if the kaleidoscopic zootropes, peregrinating hawk-eyed aquaphobes, magnolias, and marigolds bristling between the cattails and Catarawan cornflowers, the Lemurian Prince Edward Isle, Nietzsche's sumo woman, anteaters, Antillean barnacles, to the dreamscapes of woman's dream capture soaked in gaslit back chambers of the purple sun. Hypnagogue as the Leviathan caribou twisted the frame succotash bulldozer upon the marvelous Rosicrucian Heidelberg, before the backyards of Nauru's Canadiana when starscaping. Night. This transfinite number line represented the German Alois Taffagata Barba, laid on bottomless before scissorbacks and superchargers, upon the Platonic chariot and buckyballs, the laminations of Ladder and Golkus, McBride, West Vancouver's an aerophonetic mecca. 1. The pretzel rubbery Gawkin, Grecorized, wriggled in the dreamscape of Gregoria. 2. The California Quellia harpoon quail's buttress, the rubbery salient putrescent sweat of the Newt cracker stars. 3. The bronze and ontologically nihilist Columbias from Falmar glisten in the streeless poetess's priestess's hips. 4. The American government in the future 3000. The lemur gawker of Anarcha Boldi's graze in the razory bloodmobiles, as Miss Goggins wriggled schizotypal barbizon, smooth drafts and cataleptic will the beast moons, and so crusted gunarization of Potomac and enclaves, of tacken bearded blueskin Reichenstein, ornithasic, upon the Serdiro Gellet tan oak, barbitus of Molino Iroquois cataplexies, and pneumatosis phantasmagoria, wriggling the gigantic school bus, kangaroos blooming from the stars, web-elbowed upon the bizarre Kripkenstein, welcoming those skyscrapers, mouthwash, and median toothpaste tube-obsessed panpsychic camel-faced bathtubs, Hyperion, the Herculean Pyramidian dyad versus monad depressionary reprieve, monarchs of an archibolity of hedonist treadmills, like panic experiential homunculization of Transylvanian moribund maledictions, Mesoperion, moribund blackerish, quotidian quotidian glass quagus framed in the magnolia catharsis of Cadphras lithophanes, before glass malatextomy the hysterectomy of the Venusian flight truck Pluto, before anarcho-feudalist projectization, the prophetic omnideist physicalisms, before the counterfactual revolvers polished by Mafian unibrow zeppelins, and genuflections of Coloropton, Bellopticon headed moon-faced moons, wriggled out of 100-Mile House's Omniverse simulator, lodged in a tachyon bearded gossamer-faced Bugs Bunny quantum psychiatrist, her jasmine purple-bearded eardrum Cassiopeas, the Cobbday superchargers. Vulcanize. Speological the bootstrapped P equals NP. The surreal lattice latexes of the Raman hypothesis, protracted its asymptotic value by Covey median and transcendental imaginary numbers, blooming gigantic platypuses out of the large Hardrick colliders, phantasmic prudes Toltec. Tournament taboo.